Hey guys, it's SingleJK, welcome back to another video, and this was going to be a video playing the new Silent Hill DLC, but unfortunately, I cannot get my screen recorder to work properly, as I am using a potato, as if you're subscribed to my channel, you'll most likely know, but instead, we are going to be doing a review of the Silent Hill DLC, and we're going to be covering all of the main topics, like bosses and characters in the map. We're going to be reviewing them. Now, to start with, we have the map. Now, this is amazing. It is giant, it is so detailed, and I can't believe that they built an entire town for this DLC. Now, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 because I do feel like it's a little bit too big in some places, and it does make it a bit hard to find people and then catch up to them. That is the only flaw, but I still do like to have a big map for a change, as most of the maps except for Stranger Sewers are pretty small. Next we move on to the boss. The boss, for those of you who don't know, is the Pyramid Head, or the red pyramid thing. Now, personally, I love this boss, even though it can be a little bit hard to avoid. The boss has multiple attacks, the boss teleports towards you in a teleport dash, the boss slaps you with his frickin' sword thing, and the boss does a ground pound that traps you in a cage for a short amount of time. Now, that is quite hard to escape, but at least he's pretty slow, so you can normally outrun him, but he is a hard boss nonetheless. Now, this boss can be a bit hard to escape, but apart from that, I love it. And the best part is, oh my god, the map flipping changes into a creepier version of Silent Hill, which is apparently from the original games, but I don't know much about Silent Hill. And, oh, it's just so sick, because the floor kind of melts away into this sort of metally, rusty, weird floor, and it's all just, it goes all really creepy, and it's just amazing, and it gets really dark. And the whole map just makes this massive transformation when the boss appears, and I love that. So, I'm gonna have to give this a 9.5 out of 10. That is simply, that half is just because it's a bit difficult. Like, a bit too difficult. It's kind of verging on a bit too OP. That's why there's still that half left, but still 9.5, that's pretty good. Next, we have the traps. Now, I gotta be honest, love the design, love the concept, hate them in gameplay. That's not because they're bad, that's because they're so hard to avoid. These are the air screamers, for those of you who don't know. They're from the original Silent Hill, and they are like these pterodactyl things. Now, when the traps spawn in, they will spawn at certain points around the map. Now, except for the fact that you can kill them, they are basically unavoidable. You will always take damage from these. Whereas with the fake portals, you can run away from them quickly. The steam, you can just dodge it, and the bananas, you can just destroy. These will basically always damage you if you walk through their area, even if that's just a bit. And if there's an Agatha in the level, they will most likely bring you under 100 health, and that Agatha will quite possibly finish you off. Their models, though, are great. Their sound design is great. Their AI is great. They are just very, very annoying. I am going to give them an 8 out of 10. The remaining 2 points is simply because they're just so goddamn annoying. Now we move on to characters. First we have the nurse. Now, the nurse is a pretty balanced character. She does decent damage, she's got decent health, and she's got a decent speed. I'm probably going to give her a 9.5, just because I feel like they could have potentially done more with the ultimate, but I do really like her. She's also very creepy in her design and the way that she moves, and the models are amazing. Next we have Robbie the Rabbit. Now, just like the nurse, he is a fairly balanced character, with average speed, average damage, and average health. However, his ultimate is very cool. He spawns in 3 clones, and as much as that may sound very similar to the Clown Gremlins, as much as the Clown Gremlins spread out about the map and attack people randomly, his clones follow him around and attack whoever he's fighting. This can be very useful if you're fighting a bunch of people, or if you're fighting a tougher enemy like a brute, for instance. I'ma give him a 10 out of 10. Next up is Sybil. Now, she is one of the mortals, and she is a police officer from Silent Hill. Now, overall, she is a very good character. In fact, she's probably my favourite character in the game, but she has a problem, and that problem is she's a little bit OP. Now, she has average health, average speed, and does average damage. However, she has a gun. Now, as much as the gun doesn't have particularly that long range, considering that it's in a game where there aren't really any long distance weapons, it's got too much range. As long as the enemy she's fighting isn't faster than her, she can most likely kill them, but just by staying a few feet away, as the enemy won't be able to hit her and she'll just be able to shoot them, plus her gun does pretty decent damage. So I really like her as a character, but I do feel like she will be too overpowering to play against. Although something that sort of balances out this is that it's pretty hard to aim as her. Something else I've noticed, and it's the same with Heather, every time she shoots she says a voice line. This can get quite annoying when you are hitting a lot. It would probably make more sense, in my opinion, if she only said a voice line every other time that she makes an attack. But this isn't really a flaw as such. I'm gonna give her a 9 out of 10. That extra 1 point is simply because she's too OP. Finally, we have Heather. I really like what they did with this character as a support class. I do like how they haven't just made her heal the team, and have actually basically made her give the team a frenzy mode. I feel like this is a really cool creative idea, and how they have linked it to her origin story from Silent Hill. Apart from that, she's a pretty balanced character. I see no flaws with her, and I am going to give her a 10 out of 10, just like Robbie. Finally, we have OSTs. There's nothing much to say here, except the fact that all of the OSTs in Monsters, Mortals, and Dark Deception are amazing. 10 out of 10. So I really hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Did you agree with my thoughts on the characters and maps? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys!